creative again. Grab a bag of sugar. Oh yeah. Greetings all. Yeah, we're going to get creative again. I know, 2 on the bounce. Reasons for this. Basically because bank holiday weekend, and obviously the schools are off. Town is absolutely mental busy, and I'm thinking, I just feel like staying away. So I thought, that's okay, I'm going to do another creative one anyway. And I've been wanting to do this one for a while. And I actually planned to do this one before I did the Shadow Heart, which I'll leave the link up here for that one. So I thought, well, actually, you know what? Let's do this one, as it's a great bit of fun and messy. What are we going to need? Well, a bag of sugar, though this one is actually empty because I've actually poured it into a bowl, and a cup, and something like a match. And the reason that we're going to use a match is because when you're setting these things up, is you're trying to give the sort of like a bit of an illusion, is that you're standing up and taking a photo. So it's like, you know, but it's not. It's actually laid down on. You can actually do this on a white surface if you wanted to as well, but I like doing them on black because you hide a lot of stuff. And the thing is, as I'll show you when we set it up, is things don't look right. So you have to get things into certain positions so that they look natural and that they are, you know, you are standing up. For an example is when you've got a cup standing upright, you know, the handle could be in various different positions, you know, and so it looks like it is standing up. But the thing is when it's laying down, it's naturally going to fall. So you need to prop the handle up. And when I do creative things, I always tend to use blue tack matches, a little bit of sticky tape, that sort of thing, to hold things in. Cotton's another good one because the camera can't pick that up very well. And they're all good little things to use when you're doing creative stuff. And the idea behind it is you want to use things that are narrow, so you can hide them behind something so it can't be picked up. Or in the case of when I did the apple shot, which was you know, low light for stuff, it was actually stuck on a fork, but because of the way that the shot was taken, I'll leave a link up here for the apple one, you can't see the fork. So there are different ways that you can use to get the shot to look properly with hiding, you know, your stuff that's propping things up with. So in this one, I'm using a match. You can use blue tack, just stick it on the base and then stick it on the surface. I haven't tried the blue tack, so I don't know whether it'd support the cup or not, but you soon give it a try. I used a match and it was just, I'll show you in a minute, but it was just on the handle just to hold it up. So yeah, right. Do you know what? Let's just not waffle. Let's get it set up and have a bit of fun. thing to remember when setting this up is the position of the cup is really important, because if the tilt of that way will give away the fact that it's laying down, which is what you want to avoid. If the cup is tilted too far back, you'll see this part of the cup, which you don't want, which I'll show you this image here. Now that's what you want to avoid. If you look at the bottom of the cup, you can see that it's actually lying down. So you need to make sure that it's tilted forwards. And the best way to do that is bring it closer to the camera, because then that way you're going to eliminate that. Alright, there we go. I don't know why I was wearing my blinking jumper for. I was looking roasting then. Right. The idea with this one, which it's quite similar when you do quite a lot of creative stuff, is to always underexpose. And the reason that you tend to do that is because you hide a lot of things that you're using to make it look like on this one. I've got the match just holding the handle up, so because it gives it weight if the handle's resting on the table. So you want to prop it up with something to make it look a bit more square. You know what I mean? So you always underexpose because it just hides these little things and that you tend to use. So yeah, we're going to underexpose this one again quite a bit, and this is the reason why I'm doing it with sugar in a cup, and that's because it's white. You can underexpose quite a lot, and you're still going to get the picture because obviously it's white on a black background. As where if the cup and that was a darker cup, you wouldn't get away with it, because you know, obviously as you drop exposure, less light coming into the camera, you ain't going to see it very well. So it's always good to use a brighter object, obviously white, and that's why I'm using sugar, and it will just stand out that little bit more for when you underexpose. Like I say, underexposure to hide the tricks that you're using to create the shot. And camera settings, I don't know why my camera just turned itself off. What I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to do it in a couple of different ways actually. So we're going to go with F11, and what we're on, let's drop that down to so that's 1 second. We're going to go down to about 4 seconds. I'm going to see what that turns out like first, because I haven't even done a test shot yet. I'm going to see what that turns out like, and then we're going to go from there. So that's basically just underexposed by 1 stop, and see what that looks like. So at the moment we are 4 seconds. So hold on, image stability. Whenever you're on a image stability tripod, turn your image stability off. Right, yeah. So ISO 100, F11, 4 seconds. If you've got a shutter release, which I have, I ain't going to use it. I'm going to just use the inbuilt timer, 2 seconds, give the camera time to settle. Bump, take the 4-second shot. Lovely. So here we go. Let's. Oh, I haven't even focused it yet. Let's get the live view up, and let's zoom into. Oops. Focus on the cup. So it's manual zoom. That is superb. Come back out. Okay, right. Focus on the cup. Using my normal method. And yeah, let's see what that comes out like. Pretty good. Can't see the creases. Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah, not bad. That's about with a few settings and see what else I can come up with. I don't think you're going to be able to do much other than that with it. So I'm going to play around with a few different objects on the table and see what else we can show. And now I've made a bit of a mess with sugar, I think I better clean this up. Oh, let me know what you think of these. So there we go. Another nice, easy one. But it's easy in a way, but it's another one where you can't give definite settings to use. You can only sort of like give a guide, and it's actually quite forgiving, this one. But if you're using a black background. If not, you're not using a black background and it's pretty dark and you've got creases that you want to hide and this sort of thing, then the best thing to do is get that the aperture. So it's 5.6, something like that, because then it will naturally blur out, get rid of any creases and stuff. But if like on mine, it was actually quite crease free. I can actually increase and to f11, 13, that sort of thing. It just makes it a bit more sharp and whatever. So, but it's same again, depending on the time of the day that you're doing this. For me, it was like late evening, so it wasn't bright, wasn't dark. It was, yes, not quite dusk, but it was. I don't know, it was hard to sort of say because it was around about 6, 7 o'clock. So, I think it was anyway. Oh yeah, because it's like yeah, okay. So it was around about 8, half 7, 8. But anyway, let's not waffle. Get on with the information, Steve. So, yeah, if depending on your surface, depending on your aperture. So if it's a bit bumpy, keep the F number around about 5.6, 7. If it's nice and smooth, then you can increase it. Just helps to keep it a bit sharp. And the rest of it is going to be down to your shutter speed. And the thing is it's the same again. Is you're trying to underexpose, because underexpose will also hide any blemishes or any issues that you've got with the surface that you're laying it on. So I think it was one stop under, which was pretty good. So that's what we sort of like aim for. And it's best to shoot this one obviously on a tripod, because you ain't gonna be able to do this one handheld because your shutter speed is going to be pretty low. So yeah, I mean that was about 4 seconds. I mean when I did play around with this a few weeks back, it was varying around about 2-second mark. So, but I think it was a bit brighter when I actually did that one, and the results weren't that good. They're okay, but not like this. So yeah, it's another one where you are playing around with your shutter speed, which you tend to find a lot of the creative stuff is, because this is where you're trying to, like I've said before, you're trying to hide things, and so on. So yeah, it's a good thing. Um, yeah, I'm actually still wondering why I actually did this in ISO 200, because if I'd have dropped that down to about 100, then I could have quite possibly have. Never mind. 200 was alright. The results came out. Okay, so I'm waffling again, guys. Sorry. On to the next topic of the day. I want to thank both John and Martin for their attempt that they did of the heart shadow, obviously in the previous video, and I'm going to go over each one individually, because they are just this is one of the things about photography, is it's doing your own take on something. So when you see something that somebody else has done and you do it yourself, it's brilliant when you do your own take on it, and things are different because it's your own style, and this is what I like about photography, is that it's so different. It doesn't matter how many times you do things. You can do things 2, 3, 4 times. The results are always going to be different, and it's just brilliant that both John and Martin have done this, and they are. I tell you what, they are really, really good. I mean, John did his with his mobile phone as well, and it just can show that you can still do some brilliant shots on mobile phone. They are absolutely amazing, and the ones that John did, they were like I said, a different take, as where mine had you actually seen the book. John's was, it was less of the book, it was more of just the page and the shadow itself. So he was focusing more actually on the shadow, with the book as a bit more of a background really than anything. And it was brilliant. And the black and white ones are amazing. So I've left the link to John's take on it in the description. Have a look at it, because it's really, really good. And Martin's, it was something different in the respect that the book and that he'd used made it look really old fashioned, and it gave such a whole different feel to the shot itself. It was really, really, I tell you, it was great. It really, really was great. So I've asked Martin, he's told me that I can actually show you his image, which I'm going to show you now. So there you go. Yeah. Wow. That's another one over and done with. I have to think of the next video to do now. No, I've got plenty. But anyway, don't forget, if you like the videos and that, give us a thumbs up, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and please share as well. And it helps me out a lot. Don't forget, visit my website as well. And nothing else to say, but see you again soon.